Hello everyone, today is Friday and we are looking at a game by the name of Dig or Die. This game, if you've seen any of the screenshots, looks a little bit like Terraria or Starbound in its design. However, at night time you find yourself having to defend against a large wave of enemies, and in order to help protect against those, you end up having to build automated turrets and lots of high walls. And you are collecting materials to build those defences. So, the game says that you don't really have to wait long, you can jump in and have fun right away. There's no need to really start digging and digging before the action begins. A little bit is true, yes. As you run along the world, you will come across lots of fallen iron, scrap metal from your ship, that you will use to then turn into iron ore and kill some little flying bugs at the same time, and you'll use those to create your turrets. So you do get into the action a little bit quicker than you would in those other types of games. The size of the game is rather decent. It's only 89 megabyte download at present, so not that large, shouldn't take too long. And the game looks fairly decent. It runs at 1920 by 1080. It also appears to support larger resolutions. My native of 2560 by 1080 is also supported, so shouldn't really have any problems there for any of you with larger scale resolution monitors. On the Steam page itself, the developers sort of put together a few answers to some of the standard questions that they may get asked in a sort of Q&A style format. One of them is, why did they choose early access? Well, before I go into their answer, I sort of discovered that there is more to it than it just simply appearing on early access. It originally had a Steam Greenlight page, so it got through Greenlight, but even before Greenlight, it did try to source original funding on a Kickstarter-esque site that's rival or similar to Kickstarter by the name of Ulule, I think it's pronounced, U-L-U-L-E. That they were originally looking for a goal of 10,000 euros, and they managed to only pull around 1,585 Great British pounds, only 21% of the goal. The 10,000 euro equates to about 7,387 UK pounds. So if it's anything like Kickstarter over there, then they wouldn't have received any of that funding, so they moved over to Steam Greenlight, and it got through with your guys' help, and it's now in early access, so you can help pick it up and support it there. The game does have quite a lot going for it at the moment. It's about 30% complete, at least single player campaign wise, but if you do head over to the Ulule site, there is a lot more detailed and in-depth information on how concluded and complete certain functions and portions of the game are. They also talk about how long the game will be in approximately early access. They say it's hard to say. They do have plans to create a multiplayer mode, however they would like to complete the single player first. They reckon it could be completed in the summer of 2015 if they have enough support, otherwise it could take a lot more time, and it could be delayed until sometime 2016. At the moment, the game is on the Steam store for £1.99. When the game finishes and is completely released, they would like to sell it at $12, so whether or not they do the equivalent thing and the $12 is £12, and not too sure. But they will gradually increment the price of the game, so at the moment it's $1.99, and then with the next big patch, big update that brings more content, they will increase the price. So what else was there to talk about? They do mention that the current state of the early access, as mentioned previously, is about 30% planned. Solo content has been completed, but there is already a fair amount to the game that's there and fleshed out already, so it's not the worst thing that you could jump into, certainly. They also mention how are they planning on involving the community in their development process. They say that they will be there on the Steam forums, they can't wait to read comments and suggestions and feedback on the game, and discuss potential future updates that will be arriving. And they would like to also build up a Gamepedia wiki to help the community and help people learn the ins and outs and everything that the game has to offer. The developer themselves, actually, it's worth mentioning, is not new to this sort of thing. The developer is a guy by the name of Nicholas Gaden. He worked part-time, really, or not part-time. He previously worked for a time as a financial software developer, and then moved on to the job of video game development. He was previously employed at Eugen Systems, Puncher's Impact and MKO Games Studios. 2 years ago he became freelance dev, and since then he made a few small Flash and mobile games and some adver games. Not sure what they are. Oh well. Their website is gaddygames.com, where you can learn more about the games that they have created and play them. He does make the suggestion that you try one of his games by the name of Gaia Defense. It is a Flash game, and he says that you will recognise some of the gameplay ideas that are featured in the development of Dig or Die. So, not too bad really overall. There's certainly a fair amount to this game. It's by no means, you know, simply just in its thrown up there on early access. There is certainly time, effort and a lot been put into the game already, so maybe you'll give it a chance, maybe not. As I say, it's only £2 at present, and if you buy it now for the £2, when it becomes full release price eventually in the future, you got it for $2 rather than $12, so I wouldn't say you could go wrong really, but then it's up to you. Head over to the Steam page, have a look, see if it looks like the kind of thing you're interested in. You have been seeing some of the gameplay in the background as well, so that's me all done for today. I may come back to this game and just sort of just playing and exploring and seeing what I can do with it. So thank you all for watching, and I will hope to see you again in another video. Miss out.